Dang! What a beautiful sunrise. Good morning, Demolition, and welcome to another episode of Renovating an Abandoned Resort. That building that you saw, it may not look like much to you. That's because you're uppity and you're a hater. This is the Governor's Palace. It's actually what it's called on the map. Right there, number 13, Governor's Palace. Consists of 4 rooms, each better than the last. Let's try room number 2. Hello? When there's black stuff coming through the ceiling, you know it's nice. So this is kind of a weird little building. 4 units, kind of adobe structures, but still like a metal roof and not parapet walls. It was like a Texan's take on adobe building, but the problem is terrible roof. There were 2-room units, so 1 big room here and then a bigger room here. And beds were here. We actually already cleaned the beds out, furniture out of this one. Missing a lot of roof, which means a lot of mold. We went ahead and just pulled the rest of the roof off. Oh, it's 2 bathrooms. I didn't even know. I never really paid that much attention to these little rooms. Because it was missing so much roof, we kind of decided it's not worth saving. It was missing a ton of roof. Pretty much every room has holes in it like that and just rot like that. We went ahead and removed all of the metal off the roof, some to recycle, some to repurpose out here. But as you will see, 4 units and just kind of a weird setup. This is what all the rooms look like. They've all been open. Goats have been just pooping in them for years. You can see there was a bed there, which is why there's not poop there. But all around it and the bed covered in poop. You'll see back there. This room was actually kind of sad. We actually found a ram whole body back here, all decomposed. It was just bones. But what I assume happened is he came in here, started rooting around behind the door, ended up closing the door and just died because he didn't have any water and couldn't get out. He broke the glass, I assume, trying to get out. I don't know. He was just dead in here in a closed room. Kind of sad. I think maybe similar thing happened back here. This room, we just said, nah, we're not cleaning this anymore. But you can see you got bones. We had the skull. There's actually 2 vertebrae. I'm pretty sure those are 2 separate vertebrae. There was a ram skull in the bathroom and in here. People wanted them because they look cool. But yeah, we didn't take this roof off. I guess it blew off in a big storm. And then, oh my God, that is the grossest thing I've ever. It's just has been a soggy, wet mattress for years. And it was still made, like there's sheets on it right now. But just so gross. And then this is like a sheetrock and wood kind of mixture that I'm standing on. Just has been covering this for years. You can see all the OSB has fallen down and just a freaking nightmare. Just a mess. Yeah, it's nice. This is how you get nails in your feet. Coming in. FBI. Open up. Oh my gosh. I mean, just like every room. All the glass broken here. That might have been kids, actually. Why are there 2 doors? What? They rented out. Oh my gosh. I never even realized. So this has a door that you can only open from one side, which means they probably rent out each sides of this because there's a bathroom in each side. Oh my gosh. I forgot about how gross this room is. So that's weird that you would have to come in from the back if you were staying in this room. Oh my God, it's so bad. We walked through this building, we were like, this is a teardown. You know me, I want to fix stuff, and Abandoned Mansion it probably should have been a teardown, but I'm like, nah, I see potential. Let's do it. With this building, I see zero potential. Let's absolutely not do it. What is crazy though is this plant, which is still in a planter and definitely was planted there. Like this is some sort of like, it's not like an agave, but it seems like an agave kind of cactus-y plant. Was definitely put in here at least 20 years ago and is still going strong. That's what we need to plant all over this place apparently. That will grow good in Texas with no water and no care for 20 years. Whoa! How did I just move this? Heavier than I thought. Okay, so as you guys know, I have a backhoe and dumpsters. We could handle this. We could definitely take this whole thing down, but it would take 400 days. So I hired a crew. I found some guys and I was like, y'all bring big machines out and just tear this thing down. We got extra dumpsters brought in so they can just push, 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 and get this thing totally taken care of. So please like, subscribe, buy some merch, because I just hired guys to come knock down this building and it was not super cheap, but it'll make it to where it'll be gone in like a day or two and not like a month or two. I don't think we're gonna build a building back like this either. Like there's adobe buildings in Texas, but it's more like a New Mexico kind of thing. Like you see those all over New Mexico, Arizona, West Texas maybe, but it's not really a hill country thing. We want more of a Central Texas vibe. Like I like kind of a little Mexican flavor because Texas has a little Mexican flavor, but it's not my thing. I don't think we're gonna build a building back like this. And this one it's rough. Okay, let's get rid of this nasty eyesore and we'll turn this grossness back into nature. One step at a time, we're beautifying this ranch. This guy's going super fast. He has 3/4 of the building knocked down and he's just on the pile of rubble. He has 1 unit left over here. Actually, it was a lot harder than we thought, I guess, because there's cinder block walls in there. We thought it was all wood on the inside, but it's cinder block walls, 3 of them, 1 on each side and 1 in the middle down between the units, but that does not slow down the track hoe. You might be wondering why we have these dumpsters instead of our Texas Pride dumpsters. We use those Texas Pride dumpsters for all the normal stuff, or cleaning out buildings or something, but for actually knocking down a building, we got the big dumpsters, and then we have the company just running loads, because obviously that building's gonna fill up several of those. This track hoe though is doing a really good job of like chipping it up really tiny, so it's compacting really good in there. We're able to get a bunch in there before it's full. We have to unload it. This video is gonna go way faster than I thought because that thing is just chewing through it. So I need to give you guys something else. And there's one part of this, I mean, there's actually 1,400 parts of this property, but there's one really cool part of the property that you have not seen yet. I've yet to show you. You wanna go see it or you don't? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna take you anyway. So all of these buildings that you see here on a really flat piece of land, it's kind of this big bluff that overlooks the river. But on both sides of the bluff, there are these huge canyons. One of them is real huge, like too big to put anything in. You can't really drive through it. Like you would tumble down in the bottom of it if you tried to drive in it. We'll probably try to drive in it sometime. But right now, okay, I'll put my seatbelt on. You're right. Going into the canyon you might tumble into. I better be safe. Right now, no one goes into it. I think they had hiking trails through it, but that was it, which we need to revive those someday too. But the other canyon, they called this actually Quail Canyon because it's behind Quail Canyon Lodge. Or maybe they called the lodge that because it's next to Quail Canyon. It was just a made up name, I think. They called it Quail Canyon. The other one they called Power Canyon. So Quail Canyon is pretty cool and you can actually drive through it. So we're gonna head down the hill right now, which is the same way you go to get down to the river, but we're gonna, instead of veering off to the right to the river, we're gonna veer off and go through Quail Canyon. And I just started driving through there one day. No one's been in there in forever. And so I was kind of going around fallen trees and moving stuff out of the way so I could drive back there. And I stumbled upon an old ropes course. And it's pretty freaking awesome. So I think it's something that probably needs to be revived as well. Like how cool would it be if we had a big ropes course out here? There's zip lines, there's like trapeze. We are at the bottom now. So here, we take a left through this little unassuming opening in the fence, and we are gonna head through Quail Canyon. The first part's huge and doesn't really look like a canyon because it's just so wide here. Obviously very easy to drive through. Giant trees. I'm in the worst vehicle ever to do this. I did it on a side-by-side first. Much easier to get a side-by-side back in here, but I was borrowing that one. I don't actually own a side-by-side right now, so we're gonna do it in a dually. But it's really a sweet little place with really tall, big oak trees. We gotta do something with this canyon someday. Weird little steps there. There's also like a rope swing, like a little rope swing. And then there's a strange little shed here where I assume they, I don't know, kept some vehicles maybe. But I started seeing that, like signs that people had been here. And so I kept venturing further back here to see where this goes. And it just goes on for a long, long way. Next up, way up in there, you can kind of see a platform, and I didn't really know what that was, so I walked up there. And then I noticed there's a cable that goes out of that platform and shoots up the hill right there. Peculiar. We'll come back to that. Then it starts getting more and more canyon-like. This is called pinstriping. Okay, and I think this is the end of the line for a dually. That's okay, we'll get out and walk. It's not like it's 100, oh, it's 106 degrees. It's fine. Oh, it's so hot. So you start finding things like this. Yeah, I'm walking on it. Okay. And I don't really know what the purpose of this little bridge is. Oh, it almost fell at the very end. There's obviously a pretty good river here. I'm sure whenever it rains a ton, it gets rushing through here. This is how the water actually gets down to the main river. But there's stuff like this. Is that just another bridge? There's just a bunch of like weird platforms and stuff. That is a bridge. I wonder if that was the bridge they used to use and then that little river got too wide. Because this is totally just another bridge. It's actually pretty solid, good treated lumber. And then there's things like that. Is that a rope or a cable? That's just a rope, but there's a cable stretched below it. Yeah, so that's a rope. This is a cable buried into these trees. So they did something with this. Here's another telephone pole with a cable between it that goes to a tiny little cedar tree over there. There's some weird little, I don't know what that is. But if we keep walking, we find something that actually is pretty awesome. It opens up in here and there is a freaking legit ropes course. So you have big telephone pole for balancing. I shouldn't have moved it so much before. Okay, I could do it if it wouldn't hold the camera, it'd be fine. And up here between this tree and this tree, there's some sort of trapeze looking thing, and then some weird spring thing also. And then also a big cable just running down. Where does it go? Just right here. Where does this go? Nowhere. That's probably why we don't get on any of this stuff unless we, check with an engineer first. 1 telephone pole, 2 telephone poles, 3 telephone poles. I think you climb this one and then you jump to the trapeze up there. That looks so sketch. I'm sure it's fine. Who wants to be the first one to do that? Another telephone pole and then another one on the ground. I'm not sure what those were. There's another tree stump that was cut for something. And then over here it gets wild. Well, first there's a shed where some people definitely have had a lot of fun. Bud Light, Keystone Light, Miller Light. This is apparently the party shed. I find a body in here. Hello? I can just see some bros just chilling in here. Bro, we found a shed in the woods next to a ropes course. Let's sit in it. But here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees, and they're all connected with tons of cables going every which way. There's platforms up there, which I assume zip lines down that cable. So some other tree over there. It looks like you have like 4 cables, so you would have like one you're holding on to, one you're standing on, and then one that your harness is hooked to going there. There's a telephone pole way up in that tree right there with all kinds of cables and ropes and things hanging from it. So looks like you walk on that cable, and I don't know, it's just a bunch of really cool stuff in this giant freaking oak tree. Ugh, what do you do with these? Obviously, it's been at least 20 years since any of that was inspected. So I'm not putting my life in the hands of old cables and old connections to old trees. We need someone to come out and look at this before and tell us like what should be redone and yeah, what looks good to go. But dude, these are some like 60-foot tall oak trees. That's what's cool about being down here in the valley. The dirt is great. And so everything just freaking grows. Tall, tall, tall. What also would be really cool, put a bunch of cabins up in here, right? Like once we get everything fixed up over there, clear out some of the cedar trees so you have a better road and just have little cabins like nestled away where you have your own little spots through here. Man, that'd be sweet. Should we go further? Okay, let's go further. It's so freaking hot. Where does that cable go? Oh, it's right above me. It's so hard to see. Right there. Looks like it goes this big oak tree right here. So I think that was a zip line path all the way over here. Whoa, jeez. Thought that was a spider. It's just almost walked through a spider web with no spider on it. Okay. I didn't freak out. Y'all freaked out. That can't be a zip line. Well, I mean, how do you get down? It's 20 feet up in the tree, and I don't see any signs that there was a ladder or anything. I don't know. Let's go further. I thought I found something else. There's a block of wood. People have been back here. I thought there was like another ropes course thing. Ow! I should watch where I'm walking. Oh, there it is. These oak trees. There's a little tiny trapeze over here. This must be like the kids' ropes course area because it looks like there's a little platform. Look how pretty this oak tree is. I love it. Little tiny trapeze that has for sure killed this branch because they drilled holes through it. Looks like it's dead. And I'll assume they jumped off of that. Let's see if it'll hold me. Whoa, what was that? It was a lizard. All right, I'm a little jumpy. I'll be honest. No, it'll totally hold me. Probably not if I jumped and did it, but it would hold me. Whoa, what is this stuff? Like moss growing from the tree. That's really cool. It's like covering these cedars and these oaks. So cool. So one thing I really want to do is like make hiking, there's something else, make hiking trails all through here to where like you guys can see this easily without, you know, tripping on everything like I am. That's another bridge. I'm just kind of walking next to this little ravine here. But I'd love for this to just be hiking trails or four-wheeler trails or horseback riding trails. Like there's more stuff over here. What are these things? I don't understand. There's chairs in the middle of this one. What are... There's not enough boards like to go across the top like it was a little place to sit on. What is this? I have no idea. Obviously someone cleared a bunch of stuff within the last probably 20 years because that stuff would probably be more decomposed if it was like 30 years ago. And another one. Cool. This is like way back in the woods. I don't know if you guys are bored, but you guys said you wanted 40 million hour videos, so I'm showing you everything as I find it because there's just 300 and something acres out here and I'm having to learn everything kind of by myself on what exists on it and where people have been in the last, you know, 50 to 100 years to find stuff like that. So cool. It's also 1 billion degrees though, so I think I'm gonna go try to find my truck. There might be more stuff, I don't know, but I'll find out in December. I made it. I forgot though. I told you I'd show you the cable going up the hill. I'm gonna be real sweaty. Enjoying a little bit of air conditioning before I hike up this hill. We need to make this bigger, make a turnaround down here somewhere. Let's go see what's at the top of that big cable. I own a drone, but I left it up at the house. All right, let's go. So this is actually going up somewhere back behind Quail Canyon Lodge. I know that because, well, I kind of looked at a map, but I can hear the dude on the track hoe right now digging somewhere at the top of this hill. As you can see, it doesn't connect super good anymore. There's the cable going right through these trees. You probably can guess it's a giant zip line, but you would hit every tree on the way down right now. Oh, it's steep too. And everybody's gonna look at this and go, no, it's not. Camera's flat, not everything. It's steep, I promise. I'm about to be really sweaty, that's how you'll know. Okay, we're walking that way. You see this cable going all the way. It goes through there, hits an arc, and then goes up to that pole up there. I've actually never been to the top on that side, but it looks like it just stops at that pole. I have been up here, so I know this is where you start, because there's a get on area up here, and that platform down at the bottom is where you're supposed to get off. You never make it up to the other telephone pole. Whew. I don't know what this cable laying on the ground is. It's not the same cable, I don't think. What I don't know is how they would pull the zip line back up here. Did they walk it all the way back up every time? Because that'd be a lot of work. We're to the top. Unfortunately, the top collapsed. It used to be hooked to this huge, I'm sure once beautiful oak tree. The oak tree is very dead and laying on its side, but the cable is still hooked to it. There was a big platform all around this tree. The base of the tree's over there. Whole platform kind of extended up there, and everything came down. I see some concrete blocks there, and these big 4x4s were coming up from it. They all just fell down along with the whole like tree house that this thing was hooked to. And then on the other side of it, there was like a little moving boardwalk thing to get to it. You can kind of get a better idea here. There's the big tree. That platform was like, I don't know, 10 feet off the ground, and this thing went to it from there. Now it's all laying on the ground. Let's climb it. Yeah. This once was so cool. It would just go straight to that tree over this gap. Just like this is a little one here. But that one went over like a big gap. And you would walk over there, get on the zip line, and shoot straight across Quail Canyon. All the way over. That's the platform there, and then the cable goes ahead and goes all the way up to the top of that hill. And it looks like it was super fun back in the day, back before the day it all fell down. And then this goes right up here to a little, oh gosh, what kind of spider is that yellow thing? All right. Why are they anchoring to cedar trees? Not wise, not wise. Oh, there's a path right there, a little gate, and you come up right here. There's the governor's palace. It's getting demolished, and there's Quail Canyon Lodge right over there. Now I gotta walk back down the hill with my truck. It's so hot. But I walked down when I could zip. There's a lot of give in that cable. I'm probably not gonna do that. One thing that is really cool about this place is stuff like this, finding stuff that was once super exciting and has been totally forgotten. No one told me that this zip line was here. I was just walking through the canyon one day and saw a cable and decided to follow it up the hill. And so I love exploring like that. And so like exploring stuff that people made and hundreds of people had fun on years ago. Like when I was a little kid is when people were having fun on this thing. So it's super interesting for me and fun for me to be out here like looking around in the woods, trying to piece it all together and figure out what these things are, how they work, where everything is, because there's still things that I've heard rumors about out here that I haven't found yet. And so I'm slowly putting all the pieces of the puzzle back together. We're gonna have to create some pieces too, because a lot of pieces have been lost over the years. Look at that monster. Huge axis buck. There's also a little mama and a little tiny baby nursing right there. Look how cute it is. I wish I could see, I wish that tree wasn't in the way. Hey little baby. Look how tiny it is. Okay, back to the building knocking down. And that's that. There used to be a building there. Now there's a pile of rubble and some beautiful oak trees. So now all that's left to do is clean up all the rubble. We're gonna just leave the slab and see if we can reuse it for something else, because it'd be nice to not have to pour a slab. So if we can use what's there, it would save us a lot of money. But we got rid of an old yucky building. So crazy. Track hoe's awesome. That's my backhoe helping clean up over there. Let's fast forward a day after we get all this thing cleaned up. And just like that, the building that was once here is not here. We have a slab, and that's it. The slab's 2 different levels, just realized. Oh look, still some Saltillo tile down here too. Crazy. Man, that's cool. So this is just one of those where we're like, this is not worth saving. Like, it needs everything, and so we just got rid of it. What do you think about this building? Nice, right?
Trash.
Trash. Trash. So now we're gonna keep getting a little more cleaned up because there's still glass and rubble, but get all cleaned up. And then I think you have to probably pour some kind of a slab over this, but you don't have to pour as big of a slab and do as much work. But I'd like to make this into something. There are 2 huge oak trees right here, so it's a really pretty spot. Did you just pour it on your head?
In my hat.
It's a little warm out here, huh? It's a really pretty spot, just had an ugly building. So we're hoping to fix that. So, this is cool. We took this building and put it in these dumpsters.
This feels good.
You're a mess, dude. Which is nice. It's like one more thing checked off the list. We don't have to worry about, trying to fix this building anymore. It's fixed. We also had the track hoe for a little extra time. And so there were 2 mobile homes that were totally rotten, hidden off in the woods. I didn't think we were gonna get to it, but he was like, what else do you want me to do? I was like, smush those. So he smushed those. We don't have any dumpster room anymore. Everything's full. So we're going to switch. So we're gonna get these dumped, get some empty dumpsters, and throw away those 2 mobile homes, which is nice to have those off. They were eyesores. I mean, you guys hadn't seen them, but they were hiding off in the woods. And then we have one more tiny building, which we have found as well, and it's not savable. It was a cheaply made building 30 years ago, and so it's all rotten and there's plants growing through the floor, and so it's gonna be trash as well.
Wait, where is it?
It's over, you wanna see it?
Yeah.
Well, let's go show them. If you or your sisters get a little too lippy, I'm gonna send you to live here. Let's go check it out.
Send them to live here.
Just the girls, not you?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe we can fix this thing up. And I walked inside and I was like, I don't know. There's just places like this all over the property. This was another one of the houses I had never been in. It's great. It's great. Whoa. The floor was creaking and it sounded like there was an animal in there, so maybe don't go by that couch. It's just gross. Linoleum, it's just nasty. This is the plants that are growing up out of the cabinet somehow.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, there's like holes you can see down through the floor to the dirt.
Where?
Some cowboy boots. Kind of everywhere. This like goes out, and then there's another like place that's out. Like there's an outdoor bathroom.
That's weird.
There's a hole. Oh, I got camo wallpaper in it. Like, why is there an outdoor bathroom? Does that mean there's a bedroom over here? I don't know if I've opened this door before. Oh my gosh.
Oh. Maybe don't go in there.
This is totally a bedroom. Yeah, this is totally an addition that someone slept in. So, and it might have been like, they had like college kids in helping for summer camps and things like that. Oh, there's something blowing down there, and I thought it was an animal tail. But yeah, this is a little add-on bedroom and add-on bathroom. It's all outdoors. So yeah, weird stuff like that. And first thing, we're gonna knock down the utility shed because it also, whoa, there are a bunch of ants. It also is being retaken by nature, and there are plants growing up in the middle of it. So we're gonna go ahead and knock that thing down. But yeah, this was just a good demolition, destruction kind of episode. So I hope you guys liked it, and slowly but surely cleaning up just the junk that is this resort. Oh, we got lots of mattresses if we need those. So that's good. This is so gross. Getting rid of the Guadalupe River Ranch Resort and the Desperado Resort shall rise from its ashes. Thanks for watching this episode of Renovating an Abandoned Resort. I love you, and I'll see you next time.